Good morning and welcome to this regular session of the Grant County Commissioners. The recess has ended and I'll call this meeting to order. Today the prayer will be led by Mr. Poling with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Mr. Stewart. If you would stand.
Lord Jesus, we come to you this day and ask you to guide us in the county's business. Lead us and let us all work together and solve these problems. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. Please face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioners. We'll move on to the ratification of claims dated 5/12/2025. Pre-approval was given 5/12/2025. The general fund amount $356,269.20. Other $305,472.86. Highway $6,247.28. A grand total of $667,989.34. Is there a motion to ratify claims dated 5/12/2025?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from Commissioner Poling to ratify claims dated 5/12/2025. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We'll move on to claims dated 5/19/2025. General fund amount $193,718.33. Other $516,512.20. The highway $2,411.08. A grand total of $712,641.61. Are there any questions? If not, I entertain a motion to approve claims dated 5/19/2025.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from Commissioner Poling to approve claims dated 5/19/2025. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We'll move on to payroll number 10, ratification. Pre-approval was given 5/6/2025. The pay date was 5/9/2025. The gross amount, $709,596.66. Is there a motion to ratify payroll number 10?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from Commissioner Poling to ratify payroll number 10 in the amount of $709,596.66. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I believe there's no minutes in our packet. We'll move on to receipt of monthly reports. Again, I believe there's no monthly reports in our packet. We'll move on to general communications and board updates from the elected officials, boards, or special committees. We'll move on to the... Morning, you're fine.
Just wanted to give you some updates. We have a health board meeting this evening to discuss our 2026 budget. Our environmental division is out in the community distributing a plant-based organic larvicide for mosquitoes. They're doing catch basins of highly populated areas. We're continuing our after-hours vaccination clinics for school shots, and we are taking part in a prenatal food box program that will, the State Department of Health and Gleaners Food Bank are partnering. They will deliver boxes of food for pregnant women in our community that sign up for the program. It'll be twice a month. They're also going to bring the state's mobile unit to do pregnancy checks, vaccinations for children, STI testing, that type thing. We're going to have the mobile unit either line up right here on the street, park, either out here on these last 3 parking places, which the city has okayed, or in these places out here where we did the COVID testing. After speaking with Bob, this would be the better option, but I need commissioners okay for that. And I can wait. It's not supposed to start until July. So if you wanted to talk about it and take a look and let me know, that would be great.
Did you advertise it with Channel 27?
Not yet, not yet. It would still, I have another meeting next week to kind of finalize all the
Just get
details.
it out there to let them all know.
And I will for sure, as soon as, they'll service up to 51 women. So women have to sign up for it, and it'll be a 2-year program. I'm real excited about it. I hope it all goes well. And that's all I have. So as far as the parking, do you guys want to talk about it, or?
I'm good with it.
I'm good.
Just have
All right.
this comment on.
Yeah.
So we can cut it off out here? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Are there any other communications or board updates, elected officials or special committees? If not, we'll move on to the EMA report.
Good morning.
Morning.
I had kind of an active weekend, Friday and Saturday, a little bumpy along the way. I think we have mostly recovered. At any point in time, it was hard to get a good estimate, but we were 3,000 plus people without power at some point. Brookhaven was out for about 30 hours, some damage there. So property damage, we're still trying to get an estimate on that. We'll try to do some surveys yet today, but with the wind and everything going on, we did have a big structure fire in the city on Saturday. We weren't able to get out and do that just yet, but we'll probably work on that today. But everything else seems to be good. Appreciate all the help from all the different agencies. The county highway was out, sheriff's department. Everybody pulls together when that stuff happens, so it's always good to see. Good questions?
Thank you, Bob.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Central Dispatch Report, Mr. Hicks.
Good morning. So far, we've received 1,649 911 calls, 2,087 administrative calls for a total of 3,736. We've had 705 EMS calls, 5,600 police calls, and 439 fire calls. We currently have 15 full-time dispatchers, 11 are the dispatchers, and 4 training officers. We have 6 part-timers, and one of my dispatchers, Caitlin Harris, she just completed her center training officer certificate. So we do have our 4 CTOs now. We are still in the hiring process. We have 2 that we're trying to get scheduled for testing and get them in. We do have 3 in training right now. 1 should be hopefully finished within the next week or so. So that will open up 2 trainers so we can get at least 2 more people hired. So we're getting closer to our magic number of 18. Any questions?
Thank you. Thank you.
Move on to the IT report.
Good morning, gentlemen. I don't have anything new to present to you, just a few updates. So we got the Synology and the Sangoma appliances are all racked and stacked, and we're pretty much ready to set up in the server room. Last Friday, we did have some cooling issues in that room, and we have a tech. They're scheduled to come out on site tomorrow to get it fixed. There's currently no issues right now with how cold the temperature dropped. So other than that, I mean, we're just knocking out tickets and getting everything all straightened out.
And you did receive most of the equipment.
Yes, yeah. So we've received most of it. I'm expecting 1 or 2 more shipments, and then that should be the end of it.
And that's all the new computers and.
Yes. Yep. And to go along with that, we also started a new inventory system for that. So we'll be able to tag them with like the new computers and monitors with QR codes. So that way we'll be able to track those a lot better and, you know, make sure we get everything we paid for.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Highway Department report.
Good morning.
Morning.
First off, we received a letter from NDOT regarding Branson Street federal aid project. We did not get that funded for 2030, I think. But we'll keep trying. Second, started paving. Brooks started paving last Monday, 500 north from 13 to the county line. Their plan is to, I think they were supposed to finish it up last Friday and then move to 600 west from 1100 south to 1200 south. And then they're also going to do all the streets in Rigdon while they're there, but we'll pay for that separate out of the community instead of out of our budget. Should be done with the EMS cleanup. I should be all done today, hopefully. We're getting ready for the auction. Merv Leffler brought some other stuff out to make it a little bit bigger, to make more, hopefully more people come out. And we made almost 5,000 tons of pug last week. So it's sitting out there, and we'll start putting that down probably July or August. And that's all I got.
That sale gonna be June 6th?
What's that?
Is the sale gonna be
June 13th.
June 13th?
Yep.
Make sure you get with Channel 27 so they can put it out there.
Yep.
Any questions? No. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll move on to the first item under old business, project update. Dustin Fry with BW Construction. Morning.
Morning, guys. Here to share a little update on the jail project. So we met this morning with the jail committee to give an update on what we've been working on. We've completed the schematic design phase and put together an estimate packet. The handouts that you have there are not the complete packet. We've sent that to the jail committee. I didn't print the other 75 pages of narratives and documents that go in that. So, but if you, perfect. Oh, there you go. So, just to give you a high-level update on the information in the packet, the design team, RQAW DCCM, has gone through the existing D-home, has put narratives together for all of the systems, architectural, civil, structural, MEP, communications, and looked at that, and we've taken that and put some high-level estimates to it. In terms of the plans, the current plan that we've settled in on is here on the screen. Includes an addition to the D home of a housing pod that would be 344 beds as currently designed in the pod. The green areas in the existing D home are areas that would get renovated. So the kitchen would get updated. The intake booking area gets updated. Some of the administrative spaces up on the second floor get updated. Any area that's in white is existing spaces that we can reutilize. The only renovations that would take place in those areas are HVAC equipment and lighting that's currently in the plan. The other addition there on the lower right is attached just to the existing sally port and booking area. We create an expanded sally port for the jail, and then a new juvenile area
that would allow for 14 beds for juvenile detention. And then the existing housing area up in the pink, that would get updated with new HVAC and some roofing, and then would become double bunked for another 92 or 96 beds. I don't know the exact number there, but ultimately, if all of this was completed, you'd have 440 beds for the jail, and then 14 juvenile beds, along with padded cells, holding cells, group cells as well. The challenge that we were doing is trying to touch as little of the D home as possible. Obviously, the systems is the biggest part of that. Electrical, mechanical, getting those updated and current. As we move through the design phases, if we're authorized to continue through that, we'll be able to get into the more details of, if a system could stay, which would save money to the project, and start breaking out pieces of this into the various alternates to give you all of the necessary tools to make the decisions that you need to make. So a couple images of what the addition would look like there. The part on the right is the existing D home. The left building, there's the new housing pod. And, we would utilize the existing entrance to the D home and then add an entrance to the jail portion, as well as some new canopies there. So just a couple images of what that might look like. Numbers wise, current estimate for everything we've discussed in the 75 plus pages in the packet is 74.6 million. Originally, this concept, when we budgeted out, was just over 75.6. Full transparency, we feel that this is still very conservative, and we've given the range to council and committee of 60 to 70 million. There's been some changes from that to this. We're now 440 beds instead of the 380 target that we had, just because that's what would fit there. We have an addition for the juveniles instead of trying to retrofit some areas. So it allows for 14. But ultimately, we do feel, it's early in the design process. We're being overly conservative. There's 11+% of contingency as a contingency line item in these numbers. Not to mention that when subcontractors that are looking at this project, they're probably putting their own contingencies on their numbers, because minimal information far into the future. So we're compounding those contingencies and being conservative. So as we move forward, if appropriated to move forward with design, I think we'll start to dial that in, and I do confidently believe we can get within that range that we established a few months back. So just some high level next steps. Right now we are done with the scoping that we were told to scope, authorized to scope. Ultimately getting a final budget and funding plan with all the changes going on at the State House and everything is critical. We'll be back on Wednesday night to present this to the council. Some of our team is putting some options together to give some financial information to the council. And I know council's working on that with financial advisors as well. So try to get as much info as possible to make decisions. And then ultimately, once that's decided, we would need authorization to continue with scoping and getting the design to go as far as we can to ultimately get to a GMP and give all of the info to the county for the decision. So that's the overview. Open for any questions, and we can send this full packet to Chuck and Ron. You didn't receive it initially, but we can get that to you. Dive into it more.
So, obviously, the committee's been meeting for some time now. I represent this body on the committee. SB1 obviously really puts the county in another financial position. And so I know I will be meeting with our representative next Wednesday to discuss, along with the council, what are the options as far as works. By 2028, we're expected about a $3 million loss due to SB1. So again, Wednesday we'll meet with Mr. Bates, the council's representative and the commissioner's representative on the financial piece and try to learn more. I would expect by our next commissioners meeting, we'll know whether or not you have to go ahead to proceed with the scoping. And so I think that's the next date as far as our body goes. But personally, I think we should proceed with the scoping. That way we can pick and choose on which designs or pieces or piecemeal it out or not. But at least we'll have more information in a few weeks from now. You guys have any questions?
Not at this time. We'll be here Wednesday for the council meeting before there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll move on to new business item number 1, comprehensive equipment inspection proposal with Resolve Tech. As you gentlemen know, Resolve Tech has been cleaning and inspecting units within the county when it comes to heating and air. This proposal is for the detention center. There's 2 Fulton Pulse boilers, 3 York AHU, 1 chiller, 1 York chiller, 36 VAVs, 4 Atron RTUs, and the total amount $7,260 to analyze, check, perform general maintenance on all the HVAC within the detention center. You gentlemen have any questions or comments?
Not for me.
If not, I'd entertain a motion to accept, to proceed with this proposal.
So moved.
I'll second. I have a motion from Commissioner Poling, a second from Commissioner Stewart to proceed with allowing Resolve Tech LLC to perform the maintenance set here forth in this document on the detention center in the amount of $7,260. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We'll move on to prohibitive items. Notice back on May the 12th, due to some ongoing concerns within the building, we have recommended and will enforce that live and plastic plants will no longer be allowed in the buildings. This will help prevent mold, pests, and dust issues while maintaining air quality. And there was a letter from Resolve Tech regarding the live plants being in the buildings. The other reason why that, just to kind of give you a general overview of why, what we're trying to do or accomplish here as commissioners. So when we took office, most of the HVAC units haven't been cleaned in 15 to 20 years. We need to make sure that our buildings have the best air quality that we can offer our employees. And so in order to do that, step 1 was to clean all the units, make sure everything's working properly, make sure that, the ductwork's clean and what have you. And one of the issues was the live plants. And the reason that we're removing those for the building is that once they're removed, once everything's clean, that we want to perform air quality sampling within all of our buildings. And that's something that has to be done to perform those checks. And so the other thing that we have noticed and we recommended immediately removing is our space heaters. Space heaters are directly prohibited by the state safety regulations. Energy efficiency is a concern with these units. Obviously, once all the units are working, when it comes to HVAC, we want to work with the employees. There were some units that were plug clear full. Some units, the motors haven't been working. Some of the dampen, there's tons of issues that we're resolving from neglect from the last 10 to 15 years. And so a lot of these space heaters are electrical hazard, fire hazard. They're not permitted in the buildings, but we're being utilized because of inefficiencies in our system. Now, if there are issues, we're going to address them. If there's an office where it's really cold in the winter, we're going to put a new unit in. We're not afraid to make sure that everything's working how it should, but we have to know when something's not working. We need you to notify our maintenance department director, but we're not going to just turn a blind eye and say, no, you need to live with it. We're going to make somewhere between 70 and 74 degrees temperature in a working environment, and we'll do everything we can. Like I say, if it takes installing a new unit, we'll do it. The other thing too, when it comes to the space heaters, obviously, being a fire hazard, but they're not grounded as well, most of them. And one of the things when you start in a government building, things that have to be grounded with a 3-prong plug. And so we move on to personal fans. Personal fans can interfere with the HVAC systems and cause safety hazard. Again, most personal fans or fans from home do not have the grounding capabilities and will not be permitted within the government buildings. Lamps from home, obviously that we put in LED lights in this whole building. We have made sure that we have the correct looms at each workspace. And so we're gonna ban the lamps from home. Again, it's electrical hazard and they're not in compliance with government buildings, again, for grounding reasons. Now, I'll take a step back for personal fans. If we do run into an issue with one of our buildings, the AC's not working or what have you, the maintenance department will have the correct fans on hand to be delivered to said office or said position, but we'll make sure that they're in compliance with our standards. And so that email was sent out, and I just wanted to clarify a few things on that. Does the other commissioners have any questions or comments?
Mr. President, I have one comment, if you don't mind. I think that the policy also goes towards the larger goal that the three of you have been trying to accomplish this year, which is making sure that county-owned assets, which are constructed, built, and maintained by taxpayer dollars, live to see their useful life too. And by doing this stuff, that further pushes you to success with that. Because Commissioner Polling and I have had a few conversations about this when they were going through clean HVAC systems. There are issues that come from the live plants and some other things like that too. And so I think it's, in addition to everything you've said, it goes towards that larger policy so that items, assets, whatever they are, live to that life, so you're being efficient with taxpayer dollars too. So I just want to make that point as well. So I apologize for interrupting, but.
No, you're fine. The other thing too, just a little comment. We've spent a lot of money with new computers. Every office is going to be getting new computers. We've spent a ton of money with new copiers. And so we've got a lot of assets to protect on our behalf.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I just wanted to make that point as well.
And so we'll move on to the next item under new business, item number 3, announcement of the public hearings.
Yes,
Mr. Sullivan.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. On Wednesday, May 28th at 6 p.m., the Grant County Board of Commissioners shall hold 3 public hearings. The first one will be concerning the solar ordinance from the Grant County APC. It'll be adopting affirming the recommendation from the APC for solar, and so that after that, the Grant County APC will be able to formalize and implement the solar ordinance that has been taken. I know it's been a long process. You guys have received a lot of public input for it, and you've listened to them, but that will be the final step on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, and it'll go back to the APC with that positive affirmation, and they'll handle it from there. So we'll have that. That's the first one. The second one, part of just like what, Mr. President, you guys talked about cleaning stuff up. The other thing that we're in the process of by Indiana code, when there are leases of any kind, whether that's a vehicle, a building, equipment, there has to be a public hearing too. And so on the same, that night, there'll be a public hearing for is it the Dell leases, is that correct?
Correct.
For those computers that you're talking about. That one will be a very simple one where we talk about, again, what the county's leasing, the price, the duration of it, provide public comment. But that is just one thing, Commissioner. Going to what you've talked about is we are cleaning up things on that end as well. So that's just another formality that is required under Indiana code. So we'll have that one conducted. And then the third one is for the QCAP Development Fund. After talking to the three of you, I realized public input is necessary for it. Your municipal advisor and bond counsel will be present to talk about the possible implications of the QCAP fund. Again, it's not the Board of Commissioners adopting that levy, it's just making it possible there. And the nice part about that fund is that it can be used for any capital project if needed. And again, I think Commissioner Polling might have used this comparison previously. It's just another tool of the toolbox for the council as these things come about that you guys are trying to update, maintain, and make sure that one, you're better serving the public, two, you're helping assist your employees. So that there'll be a public hearing for that as well. Oscar Gutierrez and Jeremy Olam will be here too to talk about any kind of financial implications it could have. So if there are questions or anything like that, they can be addressed by from you three or the public then too. So it'll be a busy night. And I do apologize, I'll be joining virtually that one. I'll be for an in-laws wedding, and I assure you, I'd probably rather be at the public here than the in-laws wedding, but, hopefully my in-laws, my mother-in-law, or they don't hear this, but.
Yeah, hopefully they're not tuned in.
Yeah. I love them tremendously, so Mr. President, that is all. Is there any questions, comments, or concerns about any of the three public hearings that will be held on May 28th at 6 p.m. in this exact location?
Gentlemen. Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. Are you going to have Brad McGowan speak today? We'll move on to the vehicle titles ordinance. Mr. Sullivan?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Again, today you will be adopting an ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of Grant County, Indiana, requiring delivery and custody of title to all vehicles owned, funded, or supported by Grant County. As you all are aware, Grant County is governed by the Board of Commissioners as the executive and legislative body. Per Indiana Code 36-2-2.8 and 36-2-2.9, all contracts, whether that be for real property, tangible or intangible personal property, services, whatever it is, must be signed by the Board of Commissioners. And furthermore, the statute also requires that the contract name be in Grant County, which again only acts through the executive and legislative bodies, which is the Board of Commissioners. So the legal authority to have the vehicle titles in Grant County's name, again, acting through your body, is well defined by Indiana Code. In addition to that, Auditor Jarvis has talked to the State Board of Accounts. They have confirmed that the title should be in Grant County's name, which is, again, only acts through the Board of Commissioners. The one thing the State Board of Accounts did ask is that as long as it's, wherever the actual or the title is held is a local decision, which again, as the executive and legislative body, you are able to say whether that's here, there, or wherever. But they just asked that it's accessible to them for your annual audit, which it's always been. Madam Auditor's done a great job with that. But this ordinance itself takes Indiana Code and prescribes it exactly how it says, and all vehicles, whether they're serviced, maintained, acquired, disposed of, whatever it is, will have the title will be in Grant County. The title will be held, and I make sure I have it right. It'll be in the office of the Board of Commissioners, accessible to the county auditor whenever she needs for any audit purpose, whether it's a single audit, annual audit, whatever, all those fun things that she has to endure. And the idea is that it's a centralized storage place so that they're easily accessible for you, the general public, I say, and the annual audit. This will include the vehicle make, model, and year number, the VIN number, the department agency who was responsible for the physical actual maintenance of it, the funding for the procurement or the acquisition of the vehicle, and the status of it, whether it's being actively used, will be used, or is in the process of being disposed. And just importantly too, not just the procurement of the vehicles, but the actual disposal of it, just as any other asset that Grant County owns is ran through and under the authority of the Grant County Board of Commissioners. So you'll see the full life cycle of a vehicle run through your office. Now, again, that doesn't mean, Justin's out there searching the vehicles. Every department should be responsible for their own, but they will be keeping Justin and the Grant County Board of Commissioners office up to date on when that will all happen. This ordinance shall take effect upon execution, which will be today, and all Grant County departments will have 60 days to comply with this ordinance, and if not, it'd be subject to an administrative disciplinary action and/or anything else that was within the legal authority of the Board of Commissioners. I know that there's been some confusion between some departments and the Board of Commissioners. I just want to reiterate that the Community Corrections Advisory Board, again, the name advisory board in itself should say what it is. It's advisory in nature. It doesn't have the authority to own vehicles or anything like that. That is still a department within Grant County, and the State Board of Council will also confirm that. And I know Madam Auditor's had a conversation or an email from them that says that as well. But again, everything that is owned and operated by Grant County should be in Grant County's name, and again, can only officially act through the executive and legislative body. So I apologize, Commissioner, it's a long-winded way of explaining what is going on and what this ordinance accomplishes. And it goes towards what President Millsworth has said, the three commissioners, you are in the process of cleaning things up and getting it, tidy and well run. So with that, any questions, comments, or concerns?
This applies to all departments,
All
including
departments.
elected officials.
Yes, sir. Yep. There is, and further to that point too, 36-2-2.8 and 36-2-2.9 specifically talks about elected officials' authority to sign contracts. Again, they have to be signed by the Board of Commissioners. So it doesn't matter what it is. No other department or elected official can sign those contracts. And again, contracts are for real estate, personal services, whatever it is. They have to be signed at a public meeting by the Board of Commissioners. One of the elected officials can say, hey, I need this service to run my office. Obviously, you'll comply and work with them. You sign the contract here. Or so one department needs vehicles in this situation or salt or whatever it is. They come here at a public meeting and has to be signed and executed by the Board of Commissioners. Applies to everything related to Grant County. Does that answer your question, Commissioner?
Yes, sir, it does. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Do we have an ordinance number 3? Any other
Chair's ready.
questions?
I'll
I'm
make a
ready for
motion to approve ordinance number 3-2025.
Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from Commissioner Poling to approve ordinance number 3-2025, an ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of Grant County, Indiana, requiring delivery and custody of all titles to all vehicles owned, funded, or supported by the county. Do we need a public hearing?
By statute, you do not need a public hearing for ordinances. As you know, you can either,
I can entertain public comment.
you absolutely can. And so I would say, so by statute, you do not have to, but it's not, as I would recommend that you consider what's best for, you believe, for Grant County. The other thing is too, is you can always adopt the ordinance on first reading. Since this one does not impact the general public and only rather Grant County employees, it might be recommended to adopt today, and if not, that's what'll happen is it'll come back for a second reading at your next 30 days from now to be fully adopted. It's up to your prerogative, Mr. President.
Just, what's your gentleman's wishes? So we need to
So
suspend the
rules, a motion to suspend the rules, and then a motion to approve this, and then in between, you can have a public comment if you'd like, Mr. President, to let that happen.
So is there a motion to suspend the rules?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from Commissioner Poling to suspend the rules to approve this ordinance today. And so now I can have public comment.
Yes, Mr. President.
Okay. At this time, I'll open up the floor for public comment. Come to the podium, state your name and your address.
Can I just ask a question about the vehicles? So if we go to maintenance, sorry, and do that. Hi, I'm Kami Savage. Good morning. So when I do the vehicles, and we've already, I believe, handed over the titles, but when we go to maintenance them, I just want some clarity on this because Rhonda will want that. Do we need to bring that down here before? I know we do a claim through you guys, but like we take it out to Ford. I just want some.
As long as you have money in your funds
Yeah.
to support the vehicle maintenance, you'll have to bring those.
Okay.
It's been approved by the budget previously, so yeah, you're correct, Mr. President.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other public comment? We have a motion on the floor for the suspension. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And I have a motion on the floor to approve ordinance number 3, 2020-25. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
And thank you, Marty Harker. He's the one that put a lot of
Yeah, thank you, Marty.
the time into this. Thank you, Marty. Excellent ordinance.
I'm going to remove item number 5 from the agenda. It's not quite fully executed. We'll move on to item number 6, redevelopment commission ordinance.
Yes, you guys have presented both a memorandum addressed to the commissioners and to the council in order for Grant County to form a redevelopment commission, which is one of the steps necessary in order to engage in economic development. In addition, we will at some point probably need to approve an economic development commission, which is generally the finance wing of any development project. So this is the first step. Conducted some meetings with the county's economic development advisor, Brad Bookout, also with members of the commissioners, and also spoken with Mr. Sullivan in order to bring this forward. So you have an ordinance that formally adopts a 5-member Grant County Redevelopment Commission. 3 of the appointees are from the commissioners, 2 are from the county council, and a non-voting advisor is appointed by the county commissioners. He must be a member of the school board or school corporation within the county. So this ordinance calls for the appointments to be made within 30 days from the commissioners and from the council. I'll entertain any questions.
Are there any questions? So what ordinance? This is ordinance number 4. It's an ordinance to establish a redevelopment commission for Grant County. I'd like to ask Mr. Bookout to come up with Augusta Consulting. He's our economic developer to talk about what the RDC would do.
Yeah, Commissioners, good morning. Brad Bookout with Augusta Consulting. Your attorney, Mr. Harker, put together a fantastic ordinance. I've read it, reviewed it. Everything that I'm aware of that needs to be included is included with that. Pertinent to this board, it's important that we have a body that's able to study areas of the county to look for opportunities of economic development, redevelopment, lack of infrastructure, cessation of use of structures or buildings or land. We drive past these things all the time and we say, boy, it would be nice if something was developed at that site. So those are the places that they would be looking at in the county. This is just the first step to put this together. I've worked with other counties and other areas that have implemented redevelopment commissions, and if used properly and a good team on board, there's a lot of benefit that can come of this. So I'm happy to answer specific questions, but did want to share that with you all today.
Are there any other questions or comments for Mr. Harper or Mr. Bookout? Is the will of the council or the body here to approve it in one motion, or do you want to bring it back for next meeting?
Mr. President, I would recommend, since this is just starting the redevelopment commission, there's no implication on Grant County employees nor the general public, as in there's no fines, penalties, or anything negative adverse impact to the public. I would recommend just suspending the rules today and adopting on first reading, and then further provide them the authority to get this process going and report back to you within a month to say what they've done, and then come back with recommendations on who should be your appointees. If not the three of you, then they can help find you through appointees. They can help work you through that. Is that fair, Ackerman? Yeah, good with you guys?
Yeah.
What's the will of the body? I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we suspend the rules.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Stewart. I have a motion from Mr. Stewart, second from Mr. Poling, to suspend the rules to allow this ordinance to pass on the first reading. Is there any public comment? Come to the podium, state your name, your address. Not hearing any. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And so now is there a motion to approve ordinance number 4?
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 4-2025.
Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from Commissioner Poling to approve ordinance number 4, an ordinance to establish a redevelopment commission for Grant County. Any public comment?
I think it would be important just for me to note that for this body, that this is just the initial step, for the public also to set this up. The board that's appointed will then study the different areas. There's not an immediate specific project that we're undertaking and running with today. This is just getting the ball rolling.
Any other public comment? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign, motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Would you like to give us a brief update?
Yeah, sure. There's a press release that we prepared. We had a really good week last week. Augusta Consulting, on your behalf, participated in the Select USA event in National Harbor, Maryland, outside of Washington, D.C. We met with a lot of companies. I've shared individually with each of you some of those opportunities and prospects. We're continuing to nurture those this week. We've got some good ones that we're excited about. My wife likes to remind me that it's a process, not a magic show. So we have to make sure that we work through and meet the needs of these companies. We did meet, I've got a stack of business cards this big. We met with well over 30 companies last week. So more details will come forward in that press release. So Grant County was well represented for the first time at a major show of economic development prospects coming into the United States. As you know, those prospects are largely driven by the Trump administration tariffs. Companies have to get their production, their products in the United States. So we met with over 30 of those companies. So it's good news.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Thank you all.
Thanks,
Have a good
Brad.
day.
Yep. At this time, I'll open the podium for any additional public comments. Come to the podium and state your name, yeah.
Sorry, my haste earlier, I got to give you an update on the steering committee. Superintendent, Highway Superintendent David White, Captain Haley, and myself did represent Grant County at the SS4A. Apologize, I don't remember what that stands for, but that steering committee, which is a regional program working with Delaware, Grant, Blackford, and Jay counties. The idea here is that we're looking at projects for roadway safety in this region, and then apply for some federal grants that may be out there. So that was the first of the steering committee meetings. I think we're going to do that quarterly, but Grant County is represented at that table. So
Safe streets for all.
Yes.
Safe streets for all.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other public comments?
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Megan Glickfield. I don't believe we formally met, but you've probably heard my name from the 2 emails I sent you last week that I've yet to receive a response to. I'm the bailiff in Superior Court 1. So I am here to just comment and touch on the air quality and the prohibited items in the courthouse. I have prepared a slideshow. I have also taken the liberty to print these off for you.
These are all individual, right?
Yep, there's just 4 copies total. Thank you. To touch on the matter of the air quality in the courthouse.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We have some areas of concern here that I have taken the time to make this slideshow and note. I have worked for Grant County for going on over 8 years now, and I cannot tell you the last time our building was cleaned or sanitized. I don't say this as a jab to whoever is contracted to do that job. I don't know those people, but it's not being done. So the email was not well received by me and many of my colleagues. As you might know, I'm sure you've gotten a lot of response. I believe we're looking over bigger issues here. So one of my questions was going to be if there has been an air quality test performed. You answered that. Not yet is what I'm understanding.
Clear it all out first.
Right. So we're treating symptoms rather than the cause. It would seem to me.
We also know about all these problems. We're commissioners been here 5 months.
No, I understand
This has been
that.
going on for years.
It sure has.
So why didn't you ever address the other commissioners?
That I can't answer. I don't know. It's
You can't
because
answer it because now we're making you accountable for air quality control, and that's why
I
you're
think I'm
doing
here
this?
to make you accountable
No.
for the cleanliness of the building.
No, because we've only been here 5
If-
months. You worked here,
I'm
let me
sorry, can I
speak,
speak?
you're in you're in my meeting,
Okay.
okay?
Your
What I'm-
character is showing, Mr. Pullman.
That's
But go
fine,
ahead.
that's fine. But what I'm saying is, we're trying to fix things, we're catching all this heat. We've been here 5 months. This has been going on for years. Our maintenance people has hauled over 50 loads out of the complex, the courthouse, the 911. And you guys need to give us a chance and let this heating and air work out, because all that you complain, there's a whole lot of people came to us and said they're glad we fixed it. So I just want to put this out there. This is not on these commissioners right here. This problem been going on
Nor
for
did I
20
say
years.
it was. You didn't let me finish. If you're receiving me being here today as an attack, that is a you problem, not a me problem.
Well, I'm just curious why
I'm
you
here
never,
now.
wait a minute, I'm just curious why you're talking about the dirt and all this, but you never came to a commissioner meeting or a council meeting when I was on the council and talked about any of this. That's what I'm trying to say.
I know that my superiors have brought up the cleanliness of our building to you several times, and probably past commissioners as well. Nothing has been done about it. That's why I'm here today. You didn't answer to my emails. You don't want to talk to me today. I've
You
come
got
over
your
to
answer to
speak.
your email just a minute ago, Commissioner.
No, I have a lot of questions that are left unanswered.
We run the buildings. We own the buildings.
That's why I'm bringing these problems
And
to
we
your
know these
attention.
problems. That's why we're addressing
Okay,
these
the
problems.
general overall cleanliness of the building is a problem. So
We
let's
understand
continue.
that.
This is what people see when they walk into our building. This is the first thing they see. There has not been a mop or vacuum ran in the 8 years that I have been employed here. Not one time. Unless myself or other employees bring their personal vacuum and cleaning items in to clean our space, which is unacceptable. Stains all over the floor and debris. Disgusting. Paper clips, staples, bugs, filth. The bathrooms. I should not have to hover to pee where I work. These bathrooms have probably never been cleaned. Look at the floor. Urine from the men's restroom. That is unacceptable. Poor water pressure on the 3rd floor, Mr. Pulling. You are number 1 and the number 2 business, if I recall. You know that poor water pressure would lead to inadequate flushing. We are often left dealing with the second picture there. That's disgusting. This ground floor public restroom, the toilet is not attached to the ground. You can lift it clean off the ground. I am not here to accuse you.
Sounds like that's what you're doing.
I'm here to get answers. I'm here to bring light to a
We
bigger
just told
problem.
you that we just got here 5 months ago and we're addressing all these issues that you're talking about. We have built a courtroom. We have built 2 other rooms the maintenance department has. All of you have to take your time. It took 25 years to get this place like this.
And I am not
It's gonna take us
discounting
more
that.
than 5 months to fix what you're.
To run a mop in a
that we
vacuum?
already know. We're addressing these issues, correct, Mr. President?
It shouldn't take 5 months to reassess and let whoever's supposed to be doing that over there know that their job is not being done up to par. This here is the men's restroom on my floor, the 2nd floor. This is the restroom that we have to take inmates to when they're going to the restroom. What you see on the left
Time's up
here.
now.
Your time's up.
Okay, I would love to make an appointment to sit down and talk further with this.
I'm Pam Harris, I'm the county clerk, 2715 East Bocock, and I yield my time to Ms. Goodfield.
Thank
Don't
you,
yield
Pam.
time, Ms. Harris.
Well, I will wrap it up. What you see
Your
here,
time's over.
Okay.
Step away.
It would have been nice if you would have let her complete her
It
presentation
would be.
without interrupting.
because you
That's
took most of my
bad
time, Mr.
part.
Pauling, you. And I hope the public takes note.
I hope they do too.
Because a big
about
part of
these-
your
I
campaign
hope
was
the-
I
transparency.
wish you would let her.
We're done.
I hope the public takes notice of how these employees are so unappreciative of what we're trying to do.
You didn't.
We need all the employees to work with us. Just give us a chance. Everybody can see what we're doing. We're making big strides, but it took 25 years to get it here. You can't come at us for 5 months when they've never came to a council meeting. I was on the council for 4 years. They've never came to us. Nobody's ever came to these issues. And when you see employees come up here just because we took out some plans and some stuff that wasn't allowed, and then they're addressing all this, why didn't they address it for 25 years? It never would have got like this.
Appreciate all your efforts, commissioners. Our building, I know it is in need of repair, and we see the efforts every day, so appreciate that.
Thanks.
I'll back that up. The 5th floor, when you introduced the new maintenance guideline, you asked for a list. We provided it and our stuff got repaired, so thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Our next meeting is
Special meeting on the 28th.
a special session on the 28th.
16.
We'll be in recess.